Hello and welcome to our VectorVest strategy presentation titled How to Develop and Implement a Winning Trading Plan. My name is Brian D'Amico and I'm the Manager of Educational Services here at VectorVest, and it's my pleasure to present the strategy for you today. When investors are asked what their biggest problem is, most respond by saying they don't have a plan. Why is it important to have a trading plan? Well, if you don't have a plan, many times you'll find that you're making trades based on emotion. Those emotional trades are usually the ones where you see your biggest losses. In fact, emotional trading can kill your portfolio. If you have feelings such as hope, fear, greed, anger, frustration, anytime before, during, or after your trades, you most likely don't have a plan, or you don't have a plan that you can trust. Ask yourself, do you have a plan? And if you do you follow it? Do you believe in it? Well, tonight, you will learn how to make a plan. And if you stick through to the end, I'll show you how to take your plan and put it in action. The first thing you need to know is that when you make your plan, you've got to write it down. By writing it down, you are much more likely to follow it. If you just keep your plan in your head, it is so easy to ignore your rules. Remember this Chinese proverb, the faintest ink is better than the best memory. Your plan should have three components. It should detail when you will buy, what you will buy, in other words, how you're going to select the stocks to trade. And the third component is when you will sell. This includes when you're going to sell individual positions and when you will exit the market entirely. So let's break each one of these down, and if you answer the questions we're about to look at, you will have a trading plan. The first part of your plan should be when to buy. And the main question you should ask yourself is, what will trigger me to enter the market? For example, you may decide that when a VectorVest confirmed up call is signaled, you will enter the market. Let's get into VectorVest and take a look at the market timing signals available to you. You'd want to choose a signal that matches your investment style. To understand that better, let's take a look at the market timing graph. Here you can see the market over the last 14 months. As I mentioned, you want to select a market timing signal that matches the type of investor you are. Some signals will get you in very early to market trends, but you may notice that the signals get you in very early to the trend may have a high frequency of signals. Other signals may occur less frequently, but don't get you in as close to the market bottom. For example, let's take a look at the quickest indicator that we have, and that's called the primary wave. So I'm just going to come down here and click on the down arrow and add the primary wave signals. As you can see, this signal will give you a very early indication that the market has changed direction. So here the market hit bottom and you get in very early to that uptrend. Same thing over here. You get a very early signal for that uptrend and so on. However, you will also notice that there are times when the signal changes multiple times over a short period of time. And you can see that here over a short period of time, you had multiple signals up and down. So let's check out another signal. If I come down here, let's change this to our green light buyer. By switching it to the green light buyer, you can see one of the benefits of this signal is that it still gets you in pretty early to a market turn, and it also gives multiple entry points into any given upturn. So you can see here during this upturn, you had multiple entry points. Same thing here. Multiple times telling you it's okay to enter. And on each of these upturns, you have all these signals that it's okay to enter. However, notice that green lights still appear when the market is nearing a top. So here the market was a little toppy. You still had some green lights. Same thing right here and over here. That being the case, you may choose our other signal, which is called the RT Kicker Combo. When I add that to the graph, this signal also has the added benefit of giving you multiple entry points both during the bullish periods and the bearish periods. So you can see here, during this up wave, you had multiple entry points, and then there are no more green lights here, and then you had these down signals here while the market was flat and moving down, and up signals here, down signals, and so on. Now our other two signals are a little more longer term looking, and first is our DEW. So I'm going to click on DEW. Notice that the DEW signals don't change very often. Now you don't get in as early as maybe a primary wave signal, but you also don't have as many back and forth signals. But overall, very good signal here. All right, so that's our DEW signal. Now the last signal is the confirmed market call. So I'm going to click on confirmed calls, and this is our most conservative signal. Just like the DEW, you may not get in as early to a market turn, but you also benefit from less frequent signals. So throughout a 14-month period, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 signals. And you're getting some very good indications on when to be in and out of a market. So as you can see, there are several timing signals from which you can choose. You can even use them in combination with each other. For example, you may say you will only buy on a green light when the market's in a confirmed up situation. Whatever you decide, you should write it down. The second part of your plan should be what to buy. And this is where you answer questions such as, what criteria will I use to enter a trade? And I've listed a few examples here, such as rising earnings, undervalued stocks, price moving higher after the market opens at 9:30 and even after 10, top VST stocks from the stock viewer, maybe you're a technical trader and use MACDs. You'll also want to ask yourself, how many stocks will you buy at one time? For example, will you buy 2 stocks per day? Will you buy all 10 at once? And ask yourself, how much will you invest in each position? For example, will you invest 1/10 of your total capital into each trade? To help you with this what to buy piece of your trading plan, each week we provide a Strategy of the Week video, which describes stock selection techniques. In those videos, we highlight searches in our Unisearch. We also show cherry picking methods, and we also show how to use industry groups and sectors. Once again, you want to choose a technique which finds stocks that match your investment style. In addition to watching these strategies moving forward in time, we also have our historical videos available to you in 2 places. One of them is at the VectorVest University, which you can access through the training tab right within VectorVest. So let's go back into VectorVest and take a look. So here we are back in VectorVest, and if I come up to the top and click on the training tab, and if I scroll down towards the bottom, you're going to see a link here for the VectorVest University. When you click on that, it brings you to the VectorVest University, which you can also access directly at vectorvest.com/vvuniversity. And here you can see a tab for Strategy of the Week. And if I click on the Canadian flag, it lists our Strategy of the Week videos, which you can go back and watch at any time. The other way you can access these Strategy of the Week videos is through YouTube. We've actually been uploading our strategies through YouTube for about a year now. So all you have to do is come up to the top and type in www.youtube.com. And once you're on YouTube, just type this in. Type VectorVest SOTW for Strategy of the Week. And if you're interested in just the Canadian videos, type in CA. Here you can see videos teaching many stock selection methods. We have one just on keeping things simple, another on cherry picking, one talking about how to use dividends, and so on down the line. Just keep in mind, it could be as simple as just buying the top stock from the stock viewer. Alright, so that's 2 out of the 3 components of our trading plan, and perhaps one of the hardest things for investors to do is sell a position. And that brings us to the 3rd component of your trading plan, which is determining when to sell. If there was a part of your plan that was the most important, this would be it. Here you want to write down what's going to trigger you to exit the market. And this is where you would once again use our market timing signals to help you out there. The next 2 questions will help you determine when you will exit individual positions. So you want to decide what will be your stop criteria and what is your profit target. Not only that, but what you will do when your profit target gets hit. To help you set these stops, you should use these two guidelines from Dr. Delito. Number 1, you should limit your loss to no more than 1% of your total capital. That means if your trading account is $100,000, your maximum loss on any trade should be no more than $1,000. And the second guideline is you should never lose more than half your profit. Now that doesn't mean if you make $10 on a trade, you should close it when you're only up $5. However, you should have a profit objective and close the position if you lose half of that. And a good place to start would be 10%. So if you're up 10%, you should make sure you walk away from that trade with at least a 5% gain. So the first thing you must do is you've got to set aside some time and actually write down your plan. Once you write it down, it'll probably look great on paper, but you need to know the answer to one very important question. You need to know, does it work? One of the beautiful things about VectorVest is we provide you with all the tools that you need to get the answer to this question. To find out if your plan works, the first thing you need to do is test it in the past. That's the best way to begin to gain confidence in your plan. Once you see your plan works in the past, you want to put your plan into action and trade it going forward. Let me show you how easy this is using VectorVest. Let's take a look at a great trading plan which was recently submitted by a VectorVest subscriber. His trading plan states that he will enter the market on a VectorVest confirmed up call. He will then buy stocks using a search that he created called Jake's Patent Winners. And that search is located right in VectorVest in the Unisearch tool, and we put it in the Searches Prudent folder. His trading plan calls for him to buy one stock per day until he gets up to his maximum, which is 5 positions, and he will invest the average portfolio value into each position. For example, if he had a $100,000 portfolio, he would put $20,000 in each of the 5 positions. To determine when to sell a position, Jake set the following criteria. When a confirmed down call is signaled, he will not exit the market entirely. However, what he'll do is during that VectorVest confirmed down call, he will not buy any new positions. He will just manage his existing positions using his stop criteria. Speaking of his stop criteria, he will sell a stock if the VST falls below 1.2. He also didn't set a profit target. Instead, he's just going to use that VST of less than 1.2 to tell him when to exit positions. So let's go into VectorVest and test it in the past, and then I'll show you how to put it into action right away. And to do that, we're going to use some very new and exciting tools right in VectorVest. Here we are back in VectorVest, and to test it in the past, we're going to use a tool called the Backtester. So to backtest Jake's plan, all I have to do is come down and click on Backtest an Idea. And this wizard will guide you right through building that trading plan that we just looked at. In addition to the Backtester, I'm also using a plugin called the Auto Tester, which allows me to have this market timing component in my backtest, which is an integral part of the trading plan, because Jake uses confirmed calls to tell him what to be doing in the market. Without the Auto Tester, this feature would not be here. So I'm going to click on market timing, and I will use confirmed calls. And here, like I said, I'm just going to build Jake's trading plan. So I'm just going to come down to the next section. I'm going to buy long during a confirmed up call. I'm going to slide down, and it was in Searches Prudent. And if I scroll down, here's the search he created, Jake's Patent Winners. Come over to the stop criteria, select VST, less than 1.2, go to more settings. We wanted to do 5 positions. We're going to automatically replace a closed position while we're in this confirmed up signal. And we're going to back this down so that we only open 1 position per day. When we enter a confirmed up call, we don't want to close our existing position, so I'm just going to click on that. And if I scroll down a little bit more, the only other setting we're going to take care of is the wash sale rule. So we're not going to replace the stock if we sold it anytime in the past 31 days. And then Jake's plan said when he gets a confirmed down call, he's going to take no action. And then when you create your backtest, just come over to the test period and why not test it out for a few years here? So I'm going to come in here and set my start date. How about we go back to December 31st of 09. So we'll test it during 2010, 11, 12, and 13. A nice long test. So let's just call this one Jake, just to be simple, and let's run it. And while it's running, let me just pull this up so we can get a good look at it. All right, after testing the plan, we can see that it had an annualized rate of return of over 41%, an amazing 6% drawdown, and a beautiful equity curve. Now, if you wanted to, and we recommend this, you could easily come in here and say, all right, let's do a few more tests. Maybe I just got lucky on that one day. So you can create a copy and just change the date. How about we test it a few months later? Let's say we got in at the end of March, and then you could test that. To save a little bit of time, I actually ran this test. I spent about 10 to 15 minutes, and I tested Jake's trading plan starting every single quarter over those years. So let me show you those results. All right, here we go. And like I said, it only took about 10 to 15 minutes to set all these up, but now look at the information I've got. I now know that this trading plan, no matter what day I started here over these dates, and I started every 3 months all the way up until September 2013, no matter which one I did, look at the annualized rates of return. All high 20s to near 50 and sometimes over 50% while maintaining a fantastic drawdown. So now we know that our trading plan works well in the past. VectorVest has now made it incredibly easy to take your trading plan and take action right away. Start using it immediately. So let's take this plan, and all I have to do is now hit this button at the top that says Convert. And you can see it's going to convert it to a portfolio. So if I click on that, you can see here we have a choice here to start with an empty portfolio. So that's saying I like my plan. Let's start it today with a blank slate. I'm going to start with an empty portfolio. So let's choose that one. And what this is going to do is now give us the choice to use the brand new Portfolio Genius. And by checking this box, we're going to start the portfolio with the Genius on. This means that the Genius is going to constantly be monitoring this portfolio and this trading plan and let us know if any stocks need to be sold. And if a stock needs to be sold, it'll tell us not only what needs to be sold, but what is the replacement stock. So I'm going to come down and click on OK. And now I have a choice. I'm going to click on Open Portfolio Now. Once I clicked on Open Portfolio Now, it created our portfolio for us. And since we're in a confirmed up situation, you can see what it did. It followed the trading plan. It bought the one stock. And remember, it's going to buy one stock per day in this trading plan. And take a look at this up here. The Genius is working. Now we're also using a plugin module called the Auto Timer. And if you have the Auto Tester, that means you also have the Auto Timer. This Auto Timer is integral into the trading plan because it's looking for those market timing signals. So think about what this is doing. It took our trading plan, which we had a lot of confidence in because it worked in the past, and it's now created a portfolio, and it is paper trading it in real time for us. So anytime a stock is bought or sold, it will alert us. And you can set up your alerts to go to your email, through a text message, and you just do that through the settings in the tools menu in alerts. Just set up your alerts in here, and you can put in your email address or have it go through a text message. That way you can then start trading your plan in real time. So as you can see, VectorVest gives you all the tools that you need to create your trading plan. You'll be able to determine when to buy, what to buy, and when to sell. And you can take that trading plan, easily test it in the past, gain confidence in it. And then with a couple of clicks of your mouse, you can take that trading plan and begin to trade it in real time. By using these tools in VectorVest, you have everything you need to have a winning trading plan, which will be your key to being a successful investor using VectorVest. I'd like to thank you all for watching today, and we look forward to working with you.